There's a company that quietly touches your bank, your phone, your electricity, and even the airline you flew on last summer. It's not Apple. It's not Google. It's a name most people can't even explain. Blackrock. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how it got that big, why Apple uses the same psychological trick on you every single year, and the one strategy both companies share that most people never notice. First, let's kill the myth. People love to say BlackRock owns everything. That's not quite true, and the real answer is honestly more interesting than the myth. BlackRock is an asset manager. That means people, pension funds, and governments give BlackRock their money to invest, and BlackRock buys stock on their behalf. As of mid-2026, BlackRock manages roughly $15 trillion this way. That's more than the entire GDP of every country on Earth except the US and China combined with a few others. So when you hear BlackRock owns Apple, or Microsoft, or your local water company, technically true but misleading, BlackRock isn't buying that stock with its own money. It's holding it for millions of everyday investors, including possibly you if you have a 401k or index fund. Here's the part that is wild, though. Because BlackRock manages so many people's shares at once, it ends up with enormous voting power at shareholder meetings. It doesn't need to own a company outright to influence how that company behaves. It just needs everyone to keep trusting it with their money. Now let's flip to a company everyone actually recognizes, Apple. Apple doesn't manage money. It manages desire, and it does that with one repeating trick most people fall for every single year. Every year, Apple releases a phone that's maybe 5% better than last year's. New camera bump, slightly faster chip, a new color. That's it. But somehow, people line up outside stores for hours. Why? Because Apple isn't selling a spec sheet. It's selling identity. Every ad shows creative people, clean desks, soft lighting, never a spec chart. You're not buying a phone. You're buying the kind of person who owns this phone. And the second trick, scarcity, limited colors. While supplies last, pre-order windows, your brain is wired to want things more when it thinks it might not get them. Apple didn't invent this psychology. It just perfected the packaging. Here's where it gets interesting. BlackRock and Apple look nothing alike. One manages trillions in invisible spreadsheets. The other sells shiny rectangles. But they run the exact same psychological playbook, just aimed at different instincts. Trick 1. Make the complicated feel simple. BlackRock built an entire system called Aladdin that reduces messy global risk into clean dashboards executives can trust without understanding the math. Apple does the same thing with technology. You don't need to know what a chip does. You just trust the little Apple logo means it'll work. Trick 2. Become the default. BlackRock's funds are often the automatic option in workplace retirement plans. Most people never chose it, they just never opted out. Apple makes itself the default too. Pre-installed apps, iMessage that turns your friends' texts green if they don't have an iPhone. Peer pressure, engineered. Trick 3. Sell trust, not the product. Nobody gets excited about an index fund. Nobody should get excited about a rectangle with a camera. But both companies sell you a story about safety and status wrapped around the boring thing. And once you trust the story, you stop questioning the thing itself. None of this makes BlackRock or Apple evil. They're just extremely good at their jobs. The job of getting you to trust them without asking too many questions. The real question isn't, are they manipulating me? It's, do I understand how, so that when I hand over my money or my attention, it's a choice, not a reflex. If you want to actually understand how the companies around you make their money and how to stop being the product, subscribe. Every week I break down one company's real playbook, no jargon, just the truth in under 10 minutes.